I made a video this morning of me repotting my jade plant and um, propagating some plants that had grown in the big pot that the jade plant was in. And I haven't published it. I deleted it because I'm blocking a lot of it with my arm. I think I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but being left-handed, I'd set the phone up, set it on the tripod, but quite often I was blocking it. I think, yeah, I've deleted it, so you haven't got it. But I've repotted my jade plant today, just so you thought you'd know. And it needs to come in because it's outside. Something I learnt this morning before I did it, because I had a look on YouTube, is that they don't need a lot of space. And it was in I'd bought a really nice pot for it, and it was in a big pot. But it actually needs to be in a small pot, and it needs to be restricted somewhat, so it's better if they get pot bound. So it's now in a less big pot, and I won't need to do anything with it for 2 or 3 years. I refreshed the compost. It doesn't like rich compost, and I'd only got rich compost, but I went round and scooped up some earth from the molehills, really nice drainy, sort of sandy earth from the molehills. So the molehills came in handy, and I mixed that in with the compost. And so yeah, I'll get Mark to bring that in a minute. Actually, I can probably bring it in now. It's not in the big pot. It's a bit heavy for me to carry out. There's a pussycat. There's the double doors over there, and she's looking at me through the chains. She was playing with the chains. I could hear her yesterday evening playing with the chains. I'm not coming over there. We have had a nice afternoon. We've been down to Lizzie's final day of her expo and taken Cleo and Etienne, and it was really lovely. It was lovely because it was just us there for 20 minutes or so. The lights weren't on, so there was no reflection on the glass of the pieces. And it was really nice to be able to just actually concentrate and look around and look and take it in, and Lizzie available to explain what each piece meant, because they're really quite intricate and they're just unique. It's unbelievable. I don't know how. I've no idea how she does it. What it is that she, what's in her head and how she does it. Cleo was really moved by the exhibition, and really moved, and found some connection between her and Lizzie. I mean, they knew each other, but found a connection art-wise with how Lizzie works and how Cleo works, and so she actually got a bit tearful, which was really lovely. So Mark and I decided we wanted to buy one of the pieces, and decided on two that we liked, and one of them isn't for sale, and I can understand why. It's an important piece of reference for her. And the other one, she said, well, you'll have to go on a list. It's like, but I want that one. But you can't have it. But I want that one. You can't have it. So she does work on, she works on commands, on orders. So you can commission, so you can commission her. So he and I need to come up with a theme or themes, because she'll work on a theme if you give her certain things that are important to you. She'll work around a theme on that. And what gets me is that she said, and if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. But what I understood from the exposition, there's only about 10 pieces there, and she said that's all I've got. So if I sell them, I've got nothing to exhibit. So it's quite a dilemma for her, and her work takes a long time. I've known Lizzie for several years now, and I've often come across her or been talking to her, and she's shown me a piece she's working on, and she'd be working on it for months and months and months, and she gets stuck. So if we did commission something, which we will, it could be, I don't know, it could be a year or more before we get it. But it's lovely. It's lovely. We do have, I mean, we run out of wall space sometimes for our own stuff, but we do have art from Cleo. We have art from Lorraine, who's going to be exhibiting in a couple of weeks' time. So to have a piece of Lizzie's will be really nice. What I didn't know until today, this is so typical, Lizzie. I didn't know she had a website. She just doesn't really market herself. I don't think it's like so she has a website, and I will put a link in the description. But it's called www.thingsmadeofthings.com. But I'll put a link into the website, and I'll in the description, and I'm going to have a look at it in a minute and see what she's got on there. And I was just watching Brooke in Living in the Loire and his pottery, which is beautiful. Watching him do that, and I wish that we had some pottery classes nearer. I think I would go. I mean, he and Rebecca are nearly an hour away. That's too far. That's too far to go once a week. An hour each way. That's too far. If he did run classes, which he's not at the moment anyway. But I'd like it if there were a potter nearer. I'm going to have a look actually. I'd love to do that. I like what I like. I think what I like is glazing, and I like what's the one they do where they fire it and it's got all bits in it, and it's not crackle glaze, is it? Can't remember. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. But I like that sort of thing. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful pottery he's making, and they had a great harvest of squashes. Looks amazing. So yeah, it was a lovely afternoon out with Cleo and Etienne, and we went and had a cup of tea in a tea shop that's owned by Kim, who's English, been there for years in Memorion. And interestingly, her clientele since COVID has changed completely. She used to be open. Her life's changed as well. She used to be open in the mornings. I can't remember what time she opened, but there were some days when she was open all day, and she'd serve lunches. She'd got a beautiful terrace next to the river, beautiful view up of the old city in Memorion. And then things changed, and she only now opens in the afternoon, I think at about 4. So when I first met Kim, and when I first would go in there, you would go in there and there'd be a lot of English people drinking morning coffee, 11 o'clock in there for their coffee. And her clientele's completely changed now. And when we walked in this afternoon at about 4:30, it's full of French people. And of course, we're with French people. And Cleo and Etienne knew some of the people that we were encountering. So it was really lovely, but it's amazing. And they were really busy. It was she's really busy, but she only opens for 2 or 3 hours. But that's all you need. And if it's making money and it's enough for her to live on, that's fine. But it is a lovely setting where she is. But I don't think she does lunches now. I mean, the terrace wasn't open. I don't know whether it has been during the summer, but it's not open now. So yeah, so lovely afternoon. We've come back, and we're just what we call monging now, and I'm not doing anything special for supper. We're not having anything special for supper because I'm too tired, so we won't have. So that's that. I hope you're having a good weekend. We're not doing anything tomorrow. We've had quite a busy week, so it'll actually be quite nice not to do anything tomorrow. Yeah, voilà. Bonne soirée.